all of that damage and the lifesteal for the bear because it is a creep hero creep. I don't know the actual schematics for that, but amazing nonetheless.
That is true. We've seen that combo. I think LGD was running all the time. I mean, it's common. I think the first team to do this in DPC, at least that I saw, mind you, was Gunner, because he's a big lone druid enjoyer on Nouns, right? They ran this very commonly. They would do it on mid, actually, lone druid, and it was kind of brutal. You'd completely take over the game with that, because you push tower so quickly. But LGD has been doing it a lot recently. I mean, it's not like it's, oh wow, a psychic on bear. Who would have thought of that, right? It's not that innovative, but it's cool to see. It's very impactful at destroying the early, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just that like the bear does so much damage to structures that any raw damage that you can put on top of him is always going to be very impactful.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of wards here, the one from BetBoom was placed before entities, so I do feel like they actually spotted the ward, but they also spotted this one. Thanks to Kataomi. Did they? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on that note, it was something I really enjoyed from LGD, which was a combo that I didn't think of immediately, was a classic from Faith Beyond, which is buffing the Brewmaster, right, with the Psychic. They did that as well on Riyadh.
Ah.
He just, every time a hero with a buff comes out, Faith Beyond's like, what if you put it on the Earth Bruling? He was actually the first person to do the Alacrity on Brewmaster, like on the Earth Bruling. Yeah, that's a classic.
When it was broken.
Yeah, and that was actually innovative because back then nobody had considered doing something like that, right? The idea of like buffing units was rare back then. I think the most we got was like Drow with Visage. That was the combo.
Now we do see Luna with Visage sometimes, but apparently, even though Visage was picked every single game, Luna didn't really pop up as a carry.
Yeah, she feels kind of meh, right? She doesn't feel like she has that much of an impact.
Yeah, it's definitely not by itself. It's pretty meh. I agree. But with Visage, you know, it can be amazing.
Oh.
But I think a lot of these games have been even though there was farming, I don't think there was like that style of carry that Luna is, which is very passive, doesn't join that many team fights early.
I'm interested in this, by the way. They're running the Elk versus the Laundry.
Yeah, I mean, the Visage would get destroyed by that.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think this lane is strong enough to actually shut down the Alk anyways, because the Acid Spray just shoves the wave. The bear takes a lot of damage. He can't really, like, for him to last hit, the bear needs to be there. So it's kind of an interesting change-up. In terms...
Sorry, I agree with you. I was just going to say that, like, it's true because the bear doesn't have the highest armor, so Alk actually deals much more damage against the bear, and we can see that being more impactful here. I like the non-interaction that you suggest, right? Just shove the lane and ignore the bear completely, because I feel like Lone Druid is probably the strongest laning carry.
Fishman gets disposed, but doesn't die.
Kilgers, he's angry about this. Yep. Oh, the salve. He wants the high five, he gets it. Wants to cancel a salve now, will cancel it.
Yeah, and it's also a better lane for Visage because it's much harder for Nodis to actually steal the Visage's gold, and even when you do, you're going to be taking a lot of damage.
Actually, very good point, yeah. I don't know why I ignored the Bounty Hunter versus Alk matchup. That is definitely a big part of this. Yeah, on point, on point. I wonder if the Hawk will think of going for like an early Wraith Band, like maybe one, because Spirit Link with the extra armor works really well with Wraith Bands and Bear.
Oh yeah.
Pure.
Oh, body blocks.
Yeah, good body blocks. Now the enchant. He's going to throw probably the Enchantress. It's only level 1 Bears. Doesn't actually deal that much damage, but they will at least kick up here from the lane.
Yeah, I think Zeus was blocking some camps, so that's why he brought pressure down here. It definitely gets harder for him if he's by himself in this lane, because he is against 3 heroes, technically.
Yeah. What do you think of this mid lane matchup? I haven't really talked about it. How do you feel like the Tiny fares against the Coddle?
I mean, it really is a farm fest, but overall I feel like Tiny wins, just because experience-wise. Yeah, like once they nerf the level 2 Illuminate, you actually get a lot of denies on the range creeps as Coddle, and it's really tough for Coddle to actually hit the range creep in this matchup, because he can get tossed back. It's not as easy against other heroes. So I would actually say Tiny is pretty comfortable here.
Watching Kataomi do the run of his life. Yeah, he is in trouble. Oh, they got an early point in Savage Roar, which will guarantee him the kill. Usually rare on Lone Druid, especially on level 3. You don't see the Savage Roar this early. You only
I
do
think
it if
it's a
you...
way to also
Sorry, go ahead.
stop the concoction, right? When
Oh, yeah.
Pure goes for it, you can actually kind of mess with his timings there if he goes for a long one.
I think that's exactly it. You're totally right. Especially because you force him back, right? So if you distance yourself from him, he can just kill himself by accident.
Yeah.
We're gonna see
Or
it
even
here.
if he
Oh,
stuns
no.
you, like,
Nope.
you're going to be able to prevent the hits.
The Hawk, they even got the acid spray off beforehand, and with the help of Kataomi, I think the Hawk just dies. That is going to hurt, but at least he still has bear off cooldown, so it's not going to be the worst just yet. But if he dies again, that is going to be huge.
Yeah, it is a 40-second cooldown. But at least he did get first blood, did buy out a bit, so not going to be the end of the world, as I said.
Anyway, I am interested by that. The Alk seems to be really strong as double concoction, and Pure is actually going for more points into it. So he's actually playing almost like an offlane Alk. This guy's a maverick, dude. I love his build.
Yeah, like, this hero will farm eventually. And, like, if you actually kill the Hawk twice here, it's so crippling for this hero. Like, you're going to be hit with no bear for more than a minute. He won't be able to last hit whatsoever. So they're trying, but he also doesn't have his soul ring. I mean, it's flying out right now, so they have to wait a bit for this aggressive move.
Kataomi. Okay, we do have a Hurricane, sorry. Send Kataomi back. Unfortunately, the damage from the enchanters is not that high, and Pure's like, alright, so Neko, you want to play? Let's play. With a Lightning Bolt, they gain vision, which means it's a guaranteed double concoction, but Acid Spray won't buff the damage this time. There's no Minus Armor on Soneko. He has a Fairy Fire, and he should be fine, despite Pure's best efforts.
Yep. It's, are they going for any stacks here on the side of Entity? I don't see any right now. But they will have to resort towards that because this level 2 unstable concoction is worth it if you can get reliable kills. I don't feel like Zeus is the best hero for that. You know, if you had like a Dazzle or something that actually has a slow or a stun,
sure,
then it actually becomes really hard for an Enchantress to be in the lane. The Zeus, like, he has damage, but very little control, unfortunately.
It is good with the L, because it always guarantees that your concoction will get off with that vision, so I see the point, right? Yeah. But you're right that Enchantress is not dying.
Mid lane, Stormer ganked, or maybe the opposite?
He just killed him. Okay. Oh, and he gets his courier, man. He, like, just kicked him down, spit on his face, adding insult to injury. And now he wants the coddle, I think. He tried to get the rune. He got the rune.
The rune as well.
And now with the avatars, can they send Laurel back? Oh no, they got the wrong thing. It was the creep instead of Laurel. So they won't be able to get this counter kill. Now all of BetBoom is coming in here. So Neko's coming for revenge. Wow. I don't think that's what they meant to do. What a play.
Now, one thing I'll give BetBoom is that in almost every single one of these games we watched, they were able to do a lot of damage to the Tier 1 tower. Like, they always get the rotations of the supports. Yeah. And even when they have, like, Kodo or Zeus as their mid hero, they somehow do a lot of damage to the Tier 1. So really nicely done. Even here, where they lose the Enchantress, they get, like, more than half of the tower's HP. So that is definitely one thing that I think they screamed and improved a lot.
Flags on the bottom lane as Fishman gets taken out of his territory. And Kilgore continues to punch him. Jinata hurts as well. Shuriken on top of this, but they don't have track to actually maximize his damage. Won't seem to matter as Notice gets the skill and now gets the track. Toby's the next objective. The Gravekeeper's Cloak is down, and with a rebound, the damage is really high. Notice, thanks to his magic wand, will survive. Stormer comes in as a counter initiation, hoping to finish off Gilger. Close to it, and with one last punch, he'll bring him down.
Pretty similar to what we saw in their series against Gaming Gladiators. You know, level 6 on Bounty Hunter, you get a kill. They might just dive Kataomi here. They already left with Farm Stormer. They do know that.
Yeah, and Laurel has travel boots already, so it's kind of an easy rotation for him. Goodbye to Kataomi. Now the push continues, and if you put this on auto attack, there we go. Jinata will actually affect towers. You have to do the, what's it called? The right click, auto cast.
Manual.
Yeah. No, if it's manual, it doesn't work. It's a weird thing that happens with Geminated Attack too. If you want to hit wards with Geminated Attack, you can't actually use it on it. You have to leave it on autocast for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same with Tombstone, for example. If you want to hit Tombstone twice, you gotta put it on autocast.
Oh, Stormstormer. Stormstormer gets found.
Yeah, he's gonna get found and he's gonna get rebound. That's Fishman. It's tracked now. All chasing after Fishman. 4 heroes to make sure that Battersall's not effective, and they all get cogsed. Fishman, a really happy camper after he just actually outplayed all of BetBoom together.
That was pretty beautiful. And I mean, they did the exact same thing against Gaming Gladiators. And even though they won that series, they did lose that game. The real problem, it seems like, is keeping up the pace with Bounty Hunter, even when you get that early eggs. Maybe the Coddle is what's going to push that over the edge and make it stronger. Oh, speaking of Coddle, he is just dead.
Yeah, Coddle's just going to die to that tree from Stormer, so at least this equalizes it a little bit, but Coddle's still winning this early game against Tiny, even if not by much. Good timing on travels as well.
Yeah, the stacks are being made for Pure here. He's farming a double large camp stack. He is quite underfarmed though. The decision of actually laning him top, like, it was fine at first, but it really felt like the second point in a stable concoction is slowing his farm down, and they didn't really get a lot out of it. Kind of unfortunate, because the Visage is also not doing that well. He got killed, but if he gets the Enchantress here, it could be the beginning of something.
Ooh, so they got to get
they
guy,
will get it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Enchantress is just throwing creeps to the mid lane, like you pointed out earlier, so usually a kill on the 5, not something to note, but here is kind of a big deal because you keep protecting your tier 1 this way.
Oh, they even lift this. Okay, they're also doing damage top. Fine Fishman.
Exposed Fishman. Out of the cogs, there's a track. Boom. More gold for Noticed, who's well on his way to that axe. Got the Hood of Defiance, which apparently is preferred build against Zeus. Not going to go for the Vanguard that we sent them to see on the Bounty off lane. As they toss back Laurel, they send him over to the Zeus. Laurel throw a tree at him, and he's going to die. Kataomi Thunder God's Wrath. Very impactful there. Stormer unfortunately loses his tower though. Not much he could do there against the Enchantress creep spam.
Oh, another toss back, I think. There we go. Is this enough? This guy's tanking.
You know, the hookshot actually misses, doesn't get the stun and notice, but he's surrounded by heroes inside the cogs. There's no way he lives. They want Kataomi at the very least. This doesn't deal enough damage though. Kataomi keeping his distance, and he's actually going to survive thanks to the avalanche. No track gold for BetBoom, who committed a lot of heroes to accomplish nothing.
Very uncharacteristic mistakes by Laro. He was, okay, he's just gonna die, but in most of these games, he died like, I don't know, even though they lost a lot of these games, he died like maybe 3 times combined in some of, in this series. But now he died twice to a Tiny that doesn't have Blink. I'm very surprised that Stormer is finding the angle on him so much. He, like, to me, one of the things he did the best in both of the series was like actually doing a lot of damage, being useful, and not dying. So the Tiny was not a matchup I expected this to happen as much, because even if with the Ember, right, that from the get-go has the gap close, he was not really dying as Lao.
That's true. What do you think is the situation here for Pure? How afraid should BetBoom be of him, considering he went for a more fighting build early? How much pressure do they have to put out here? And when do they have to put pressure? Like, can they wait on maybe 1 item timing, or is it not available for them?
I really feel like they have to keep the pressure up. The Elk, you know, he will always recover this hero. So ideally, you want to kill Pure once or twice before the Radiance gets completed. Okay. But they look at Fishman. He's in perfect position here to stop this angle. Yep.
That's why, you know, I was wondering if they had to wait for 1 item, because they seem weak. Stormer has Blink Tag already, and he's stronger than them. Gilgar will die to the Avalanche alone. Fishman track doesn't phase him. There's double damage on the pair, though, for the Hawk, and that is bear level 4. Oh, level 3, actually. Interesting. Nice. I'm actually fascinated by the Hawk, though. I've seen some people go for Spirit Link, like early. But to this point, you don't max bear.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against it. He's a Slome Druid, dude. He knows. I'm serious. Like, he must have calculated.
I'm not that versed into Lone Druid, not gonna lie. So yeah. I won't really pretend I know what he's doing here. But he is definitely the specialist. Maybe he's watching Ame a lot, and that's something he's doing.
No, Ame's not the specialist. But, I'd say like Matumba is probably a Lone Druid specialist at this point. So Neko's gonna die. I'm a big fan of Lone Druid, which is why I always like looking at his build. And it is just interesting because people find out ways to be more efficient, right? Technically, getting more points in bear doesn't actually help you farm faster. It helps you fight faster, the bear is stronger for sure, but it's not that much more farming speed compared to Spirit Link, which actually gives him attack speed and, you know, improves him considerably. The extra damage, of course, is useful, but the extra points in bear usually are for the abilities, right? The extra armor, those are like big points to be contested here. So
yeah, it feels like the 4th point on Spirit Link. Like, look at how much you get from the 4th point. It's insane, right? If you go from level 3 Spirit Bear to level 4, you get
16.
0.1 base attack time, whereas you get 40 attack speed on the Spirit Link. So, not 40, it's like 28.
I don't know why it doesn't
I'm
showcase
actually pretty
the damage increase for the bear, though. I don't know why it's not showing, but that's also part of it.
Oh, that's true. That is true. But I don't think it, because the attack speed on the bear is usually better because you proc.
Yes, exactly, which is why I'm interested. Also, the extra armor can be useful, right? In some cases, because Spirit Link now does give shared armor. So I'm not sure. Like, I'd have to go into an Excel and do calculations as to what farms faster. But the Hawk clearly has done that, and he's a sweaty tryhard. I believe any build he's ever done. He has a reason for everything.
Okay, so gold advantage was at about 4k. Definitely getting depleted by the fact that Alchemist exists and is going to finish that Radiance. The smokes from BetBoom, I actually feel like the smokes were really good. They smoked close to the spawn time of the creeps, which is usually a great way to finding those cores in the triangle. But, oh, nice kick out.
Yeah.
The positioning of this force from Entity, just protecting the Alch, were on point. They also had wards, not only in that cliff, but close to the Roche pit. So they're predicting pretty much all of the moves that BetBoom could be doing at this stage.
I love that Fishman, whenever he cogs, he will plant his flag first before he cogs, man. This guy's a true Chad.
Definitely showcasing a lot of cheekiness there on the Clockwork.
A lot of Chadness, I
Now,
agree. Alpha male, Mr. Clockwork.
Yes, very alpha. You know what? I really think this game's getting out of control. The gold advantage doesn't show it.
Okay, all right.
What?
No, explain it to me. Explain it to me. Yeah. Why?
I don't know. You had something to say?
No, I was curious as to why you were saying that with barely a 1k, 50 minutes in against an Alchemist. So you know.
It's just that it's not only the gold advantage, but it's the tendency, right? The curve. The curve is going down. It's not about the current number, but the prediction here doesn't see. I don't see a point where this gold is going to start going back to BetBoom. Maybe the eggs on the Bounty Hunter, but unlike that game we watched, where the Bounty Hunter finished the eggs at like 14 minutes, in this one he's actually pretty far behind. He only has one component and the gold for another.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. Yeah, the bounty certainly has not gotten online. They haven't been able to utilize him. Lone Druid is getting online though, and the Coddle seems fine. So I'll add that. You know, my favorite economist, Bowie, Xavier Martin, Harvard graduate.
Okay.
He always says that the best economists are not meant to predict. The best economists are meant to explain what's happening in the present. So explain to me why the situation is like it is. Like, why is it that the bounty hunter could not get online? Why could they not take advantage of this hero early?
Well, because usually as the bounty hunter, I think it would be fine killing anyone, like the Visage they're attempting here.
Exactly. Which would be huge.
In this game, you would be... You
oh,
really
no,
want
sorry,
to
Bo. Explain afterwards because Gilgo's already dead and it feels like nobody can stop Storm or Katal. Miss Hero as well, gives vision over Soneko, has Thunder God's Wrath and will continue this, and if he uses it, he'll find out that they're actually at Roche. I don't know about this one. The Hawk comes out of the Roche pit. Savage Roar will force the Alchemist to stun himself as Fishman tries to stop the bear. Inside the cogs he goes. Notice gets sent back thanks to the toss, but Stormer's in trouble himself. They did root Pure, but it didn't really seem to matter. As they had to resummon the bear. They lost the first one in this fight. Pure stuns himself a second time. The third concoction is the trick, though. You know, that's what they say, right? Third one's the good one, Pure. Don't worry about it. What will happen this time to him as Toby gets sent back? This one's the concoction. This is the good one. It hits Gilker. Now the acid spray on top of that to add some damage, and Gilker will fall. Fishman, though, in trouble. Can't deal with the bear. The Hawk also trying to kill familiars, maybe Pure, but the Hawk, this is his last bear. He can't lose it. Has to be a little more defensive with it, which is why he's uncertain about this play. They do find notice, but he's a little bit too tanky for Stormer to bring down with a simple Avatos combo. Avalanche to allow them to retreat. That's BetBoom. They are finding the way to continue this fight, even if they don't want to overcommit, right? Poking, prodding, hoping Entity makes a mistake, and Pure, third stun of the team fight. Pure has no pulling dagger, which is why this is happening. He's not a bad player by any means, and good use of the Savage Roar. But it's kind of fun that Pure stunned himself 3 times as much as he stunned anyone else this fight.
Yeah, pretty weird movement by BetBoom. They were hunting and at the same time they were trying to solo Roche the Hawk, so I think they really didn't use their resources all at the same time. But now they will join the Roche pit, which does get scouted by a Clockwork that has hook shot.
There,
Okay.
there is a point someone in the chat pointed out, and thank you for that. He was actually saving the last point of Spirit Bear to hard purge him. I forgot about that interaction. Every time you upgrade the bear, you get like a hard dispel on the bear, which is why he was saving the last point. I forgot about that. Thank you for that. Really good point of analysis. See, that's why we're all part of the community.
Oh no.
And also, it's also to root again. There's all our tactics as we go for the Roche pit. There's the snatch from the Hawk, so he's gonna take the Aegis. They Savage Rope here behind as the Bounty Hunter. He is gonna be able to run away. Unfortunately, the Alk might not be so lucky. He's been rooted, been hit by the Illuminate, but Alk just is bringing down the bear. There's not enough armor on it, and Pure will bring it down. That means there's now a second Spirit Bear he can summon, but it's too risky for the Hawk. He's just gonna accept his death. Unless he gets disposed to the high ground. Gilgear lends a helping hand. That is the Aegis done, though. Will they continue this fight? Will they summon another Spirit Bear? It seems like the Hawk is just going to TP, and in case they cancel it, no summoning bear beforehand. But yeah, it's true.
So clutch.
You hard to spell the bear when you do that, and you also get another potential charge of Entangling Claws because you reduce the... It takes away the cooldown when you get another point.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, guys. Sometimes these things you just forget about them, you know?
Yeah, I did know about it, but I didn't count that I didn't count all the points to see that he had one missing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're definitely...
I straight up... I knew it. I know it does that, but I forgot, you know, because it's been so long since he's lone druids.
I mean, they get Roche, but, you know, once again, it's so slow that it allows Entity to fight. They take the Aegis away. It's not bad because at least Gilgear saved the lone druid, but it could have been so much worse. I think you can feel the nerves a little bit here. They are forcing things, and they are playing in a way that has a lot of risks and not that much upside, unfortunately. And it was nicely played. Like the Kotto, they knew that there could be a risk of them stealing the Aegis, so the Kotto did Blinding Light. They actually used the Savage Roar and the Bird to take the Alk out of the pit. But the fight's still bad because there's BKB on Alk already, which, by the way, I don't even think he used. Yeah, it's still a 9-second BKB.
Okay.
Pure already mega farm despite the bad laning stage. You know, that's why this hero is almost always banned.
Fishman. So he stopped here, so Neko. Okay, Notice just died here, Thunder God's Wrath. Alright, he was actually caught out. That makes sense. Pure, though, he's losing a fair amount of HP. There's the Unstable Concoction. Uncorked. Savage Roar to force him to stun himself again, and Pure just lost a Chemical Rage. This might be an opportunity for BetBoom, but who goes onto him if Bounty Hunter is dead? Has to be the Marcy. It's a little bit of a tall order, which is why they respect Pure.
Yeah, right now I feel like they should just give the farm to the Bounty Hunter and get these eggs. That is really the power spike that might turn this game for them. They really need to use the combo of the Kotto and the Bounty Hunter. Overall, I think the problem, like if you look at the supports of BetBoom, they don't have anyone to play with this Bounty Hunter. Now that there's Blink on Marcy, she can play with the Bounty. But he's down on the farm. He doesn't have that much gold. It really feels like Entity played in a way that, even though the lane was good for the bounty, he was never able to farm the eggs. And that's usually how it happens. Like, I don't see bounty hunters excelling that much. Really good lane swap by them. Laning the Visage against the Age.
Good kill of Gilgear here. There's the Avalanche now, stopping both the Enchantress and the Bounty Hunter. With the Unstable Concoction, now Soneko's the target. Radiance will just mow him down, apparently. He does not get the heal off in time, and Notice also dies to the Zeus. Notice is not able to recover. His Axe is quite late. He'll have it maybe in the next 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I really feel like the timing for them has kind of passed. So if they want to win this game, it's going to be out of like an amazing smoke. But they really need the Eggs to be able to play this game. They just can't. The Alk is way too strong, and the playstyle that Entity has is for pretty much for every game. They just play as 5, which makes what Bounty Hunter wants to do much harder.
Pure.
Root?
They needed a root, but the Hawk is a little bit too far away. There's Gilgir helping him out. Pure already recovered a lot, though, even if it's hit by the vessel. We'll be fine now.
Another smoke. They're desperate.
They just need a kill. They know they have to stop the Alk. They have to fight head on. Now it did get out of control.
Yeah,
so you're actually right. You know, I doubted your point earlier, but the prediction was completely true. You're a great economist, Bowie. I would totally buy your book.
Thank you. It was also scouted by a ward there, so that smoke unfortunately doesn't seem to be what they need to turn the tides for their team. And I guess they do have the eggs. I think he might have... He actually sold his hood, dude. That's how desperate they are. He sold the hood to get the eggs.
The Marcy is dead now. And Pure, unable to get close enough. That Blink Dagger was on cooldown. Noticed, has the Ags now. And you said sold his hood to get it, so maybe this is a turning point. The Hawk certainly puts fear onto Fishman. That's gonna be Fishman dead. Pure Chemical Rage is available though, so maybe BetBoom doesn't want to force this too much. Find Pure now, but yeah, immediate Chemical Rage. He knows if you just get a lucky root from the Hawk, he's dead. So the Chemical Rage has to come out before he can do that and start pummeling him.
It's probably a game he buys Shard after this AC, I think, because he can get out of the track, he can get out of the root. Even the Blinding Light removal is pretty good, and that allows him to save the BKB for the times that actually matter.
That's a good point to be made. I feel like the bear, though, is so scary. Like, he's just hitting you and you 100 to 0 you, especially with Savage Roar available, right? Do we see the Hawk with Shard? We do. So he's always, or most likely he'll be able to Savage Roar.
No, I mean the Shard on the Alk.
Oh, the Shard. Oh, I thought you meant the Chemical Rage dispel. Oh, okay. Sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, that's the oh yeah, the Berserk dispel on the Alk.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The Berserk potion. Yeah, you're right. The Berserk potion also will give you a second dispel to play around with, yeah, and not depending on your ultimate. Gilgir. Okay, they are going for Laurel, and he's in a bad position. Almost go by Soul Assumption. It's actually gonna be Kataomi who finishes him off. Not a bad start to this fight. Laurel does not seem impactful enough as a Blink Dagger is not available for Alk. Doesn't matter. You see Soneko blow him up while he's up in the air. Oh no, Pure. I think he might have stunned himself more than he stunned the opponents this game, which shows Pure's maverick playstyle that he likes so much. Notice, sorry, he's trying to finish off Kataomi, but Kataomi is loved by his teammates. He's being protected by Friendship and by a Clockwork and a Visage. And now is Notice who's in trouble. Do we have some sort of detection? We do have sentries. Also a Zeus, of course, fair enough. Fishman, though, has hookshot in 3 seconds. The Ghost is slowing him. There's the vision. They lay down the sentry. Cogs to make him under sentry range, and they'll kill him off with a Soul Assumption.
That was such a good play by Kataomi. He smoked to get out of the Shuriken toss there. Yeah, and I mean, you were talking about the Laurel. I think in pretty much every game... Oh, the bear might just die here. We'll live.
Okay, another time. Poor Pure just can't get the Unstable Concoction off, but it's not needed because you kill a bear, throw up in the air. Stormstormer is forced to use the Shadow Blade. He gets rooted actually by the Entangling Claws, and that will guarantee the kill against him. And this poor Alchemist just can't stun anyone because these Savage Roars by the Hawk are on point. Did he get the talent yet? He does have it, and he has gone for the full Wraith Bands. I love this. This is a build that Gunnar absolutely loves. He was the first person I saw to do this. And now the Wraith Bands gives you double the stats at level 28. Sorry, minute 25. It's so impactful with this 20% armor share from Spirit Link. It actually makes your bear ridiculously tanky. And you can see it. That plus 18 armor is a little bit from Phase Boots and mostly the Wraith Bands.
31 armor, and he does get... oh, wait, no, it's... Yeah, he has 50 armor on Laundry, 62 when he uses the ult.
There's still be found by
goes to the bear.
Okay, Pure, he's gonna get a stun out. We did it! Gilgir's down, and he actually got Soneko as well with it. Not bad. Pure wants to finish what he started. Hopefully finishing Soneko with this. Did he drop Cloak of Flames? I don't know where that came from. I think he killed a creep along the way. Cloak of Flames is in the middle of the river now as the Cogs from Fishman catch the bear and noticed here. While Stormstormer pummels them to death, Laura also died in the middle of those cogs, so it's actually 3 people in the cogs. Kataomi might just be able to kill the bear. That's one auto attack to finish it off. No bear on the Hawk. Stormstormer jumps over to him, kills off the Hawk as well, and they get rid of the Marcy. It's a team wipe for Entity, who will go back for the Roche and the Cloak of Flames here.
And the Cloak of Flames.
You're like,
Yeah,
what is this? Why this spot?
Did someone use the shovel and there was a creep laying around?
I think the Radiants got some creeps along the way. I think that was it, or the Acid Spray. Yeah, I think they got the Wild Wings, and that's why the Cloak of Flames just jumped to the out because he was blinking.
Awesome. But yeah, I really feel like, you know, BetBoom, for most of the games, Lara was really impactful. And this one specifically was probably the weakest link of all the other games. It feels like even the games where he lost, his impact was, like, you could clearly see his impact. This game, though, for some reason, you know, they're definitely struggling overall. I'm not saying that, like, there's a reason they lost this game or anything. But I think this was his worst performance. Surprisingly against the Tiny. But, like, because he died twice in this game, he was supposed to, like, play with this bounty hunter, get those early kills, allow his eggs to come a little bit earlier. Now, even though he has it, you know, he sold his items to get here. He's already so far behind. It really feels almost impossible to turn this game around.
Yeah.
You know, it's not... Their draft just doesn't come back.
No, it's a really, really rough draft to come back with because of the lack of team fight, especially, you know? It's like the biggest team fight spell is actually Savage Roar Blower. So, get ready, guys, for the 4-man Savage Roar.
You're definitely right. I mean, the 4-man Savage Roar into Blinding Light into tier 4 Glyph, maybe? That's how you get a team wipe here?
What the? Okay, I guess, yeah. I was thinking more like Illuminate, but sure, yeah. The tower has to be part of this, too.
He definitely has to be part. They need all the damage they can get.
Right. Okay, so let's theorycraft. You Savage Roar, but we put them in different positions, right? So Marcy blinks, disposes someone until the Savage Roar targets, and then you combine that with Illuminate and the Unleash. Maybe the bear needs some sort of area damage. Battle Fury, bear.
No, you have a centaur. You have a centaur stun. So
from the Enchantress. Yeah, there you go.
Get a 4-man stun.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Easy. And look, the Savage Roar's already working. Stormer's gonna die. Maybe not, actually. I spoke too soon. BKB got used, and now it's the Hawk who might be in trouble. His bear is stuck in the cogs. His bear does not like these machines. He just wants to be free, but the bear's caged, and the Hawk's being killed. Oh, no. You lost the owner, you lost the animal, and all in exchange of the Clockwork, who trapped the animal to begin with. PETA is not going to be happy today. Noticed also dies, up in the air, tossed, killed. There's an unstable concoction for the Enchantress. Pure has finally found the golden target. Just throw the stun at Enchantress.
Ooh. Tough fight once again. Gotta say though, Entity, they definitely look on another level. I think we talked a lot about BetBoom, but really the way that the hero pool they have allowed them to draft is just insane. It feels like you have to ban Wyvern first phase against Entity, and then like you're giving away Beastmasters and Beastages and Alks, right? It really goes to show how versatile these guys are.
The ultimate Chad move is, while, you know, tower tier 2 is being pushed or whatever, walk over to the enemy base, no protection or whatever, just walk over to it to assert your dominance. If Pure was a bear, he would have just feed on it to mark his territory. Track the spell.
He's not a bear. He's a very farmed alchemist.
Yes, he is. Which is
did buy the shard, by the way. So he really doesn't care about anything about BetBoom right now.
Yeah, it's rough. I agree with you. I think Entity style is so oppressive, and BetBoom is not a team I would particularly call slow, right? But it is true that sometimes they lack the be able to be as fast and adaptable as some teams. Like I want to put the example of LGD, sometimes even Secret, right? At least the recent iteration. So the pressure of Entity is very noticeable at this game. Okay, but they found the Alk though. He has Aegis, so might not be the best first kill, but they'll try it. At least they get rid of the Aegis. Now Alk is coming back with a BKB and a Vengeance, I bet, as this time they cage the Hawk. The Hawk gets forced after safety, but the Instable Concoction hits him. No more Savage Roars this time. Pure will get revenge for all those times he just roared away and stunned himself. The GG is called, actually. BetBoom is done. It's going to be a 3-0 final going the way of Entity. Wow. Entity's going to Malaysia, Bowie. They're coming to my house. No, they're going to Malaysia.
Maybe to your house. Maybe. If,
Invitation's open, Entity. I'll cook you dinner.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely looked on another level. You know, all due respect to BetBoom, but it feels like